Let's cut straight to the painful truth about that viral story you've probably seen 1,000 times. The heartbreaking tale about Rick from Murphy's Diesel. It's completely made up, and it's been hurting real people since 2018. I remember how real it felt too. That mechanic named Rick, fixing a stranded woman's truck for free. His final act of kindness before dying the next day. It plays perfectly into that deep ache we all feel online. The hope for kindness when the world seems cold. We've all been stressed by the side of the road, worried about bills, needing a miracle. So when a story like this hits our feeds, we want to believe it. We share it, tears streaming down our faces, thinking we're honoring a hero. But here's what wrecks me. Rick isn't real, and all that caring we felt online actually hurt real mechanics named Murphy, running real diesel shops across Texas and Oklahoma. Today I'm breaking down exactly how this hoax worked, why it exploded through our feeds, and the real damage it did to small businesses just trying to survive. Because understanding this, how a well-meaning share backfires, is what actually protects us and our communities. Rewind to May 2018 when this story blew up overnight. Your Facebook feed suddenly flooded with identical posts. A woman's truck breaks down near Murphy's Diesel. She's crying and broke. Then, kind mechanic Rick fixes it free because he'll be gone tomorrow. He owns the shop, the story claimed. Then, that punchy call to action. Share if you honor Rick. It tore through Facebook like a hurricane that May and June. Snopes tracked it peaking fast. Their May 30th debunking piece now has over 1.2 million views. Why so many? Because people kept sharing long after the truth came out. Google Trends show searches for Rick Murphy's Diesel still spike every December, and after big social surges, that stubborn echo is 5 to 10% of its 2018 frenzy, even in 2024. Years later, we're still getting hit with this fake tearjerker when we're most emotionally raw. Every major fact-checker, Snopes, Hoax Slayer, Lead Stories, slapped it false from day one. No mechanic named Rick died like that. Zero records, no death certificates, no local news coverage anywhere. Snopes founder David Mikkelson called it out bluntly back then. This story has no source, no evidence, and details shift wildly. It's textbook fake content built for shares. Textbook. It wasn't just false, it was engineered to make moms scrolling after bedtime hit share without thinking. But why did it hook us so deep? Because it exploited exactly what makes us human. Think about it. Vulnerability, a stranded mom. Pure generosity, no strings attached. And that gut pull combo of tragedy and hope. A psychology expert I spoke to nailed it. These stories succeed because they feel true. They feed our desperate hope that kindness exists, especially when we're stressed about minivans breaking down or bills. Sharing them becomes our way of clinging to that hope, often without checking facts. We're not careless, we're emotionally drained, and social media algorithms know it. They push content triggering big emotions like sadness mixed with hope. Because we engage instantly, we comment sharing and tag friends, which is pure gold for the algorithm. Here's the sneaky part. The hoax kept changing. Snopes spotted Rick becoming Bob or Jose, Murphy's Diesel shifting to other shop names. That dying mechanic doing one last good deed trick. It's a recycled viral template used for fake stories about pizza guys paying for single moms' orders too. It's not born from reality, it's born from click-hungry accounts, knowing exactly which emotional wires to cross. Now let's talk real damage, because this hoax stopped being harmless the moment we hit share. Those Murphy's Diesel shops plastered everywhere, they were real businesses run by real people named Murphy across Texas and Oklahoma, and they got crushed. Take John, Murphy's Diesel shop in San Antonio. His phones didn't just ring, they got swamped day and night. Hundreds of calls flooded in daily during June 2018, including 2 a.m. sobs from Australia about Rick. Cards and flowers poured in for a dead man who never existed. Strangers showed up expecting to pay respects. John had to post notices saying, This never happened here. Costing real money and tearing him apart. Real stress, not some online drama. He lost sleep, wasted hours on hoax calls instead of fixing trucks, and paid extra staff just to handle the chaos. His real customers couldn't get through. Mechanics couldn't work. Tulsa's Murphy Diesel service faced the exact same nightmare. Confirmed by local news back in June 2018, inundated, confused, forced to publicly deny this lie. This wasn't viral fame. It was digital harassment against hardworking folks who had nothing to do with it, and it spread wider. Mechanics everywhere got customers walking in with printouts asking, "Is Rick real? Will you fix my truck free?" Imagine trying to run your shop while constantly debunking fairy tales for hopeful or angry customers. Real kindness got tangled in the fake story, making genuine generosity harder to trust. Those flowers, wasted resources, strained customer relations, lost revenue, that stress John described, that's the human cost of our shares. You might think, okay, it's fake, but doesn't it inspire kindness? I get that urge. Some folks argue, even if false, it spreads positivity. But it's far more dangerous than that. Promoting blind sharing, even for good reasons, actually erodes our ability to spot real crises later. When every post is a fake tearjerker, how do you know which disaster relief needs your donation? Which GoFundMe is real? This hoax trains us to react emotionally first and verify never. Worse, it steals energy from actual charity. Think of all those flowers sent to fake Rick, real money spent on ghosts, not real families in crisis, or mechanics wasting hours debunking fiction instead of earning to feed their kids. And don't buy that Snopes is biased chatter online. Snopes didn't make this false for politics. Texas business records show Murphy's Diesel shops exist, but zero link to any Rick dying in 2018. No death certificates. Journalists actually visited these shops and confirmed the story was invented. This isn't partisan. It's provable fact. Blaming fact-checkers just helps hoax creators by making us distrust truth seekers. The deepest harm. It chips away at shared reality. When viral lies go unchallenged, we retreat into echo chambers where my feelings about the story matter more than facts. For moms building communities, PTA groups, or mom circles, that's toxic. It makes us suspicious of neighbors and less likely to believe real stories of hardship. True kindness thrives on trust. Hoaxes like Rick's story poison that well. Here's what chills me. The hoax isn't dead. It's evolving and hitting us right now. Fact-checkers tracked big resurgences on TikTok last February and Facebook this April. Why? Because it's being repackaged for younger people who weren't on Facebook in 2018. AI-generated news sites are scraping that old hoax text and republishing it, verbatim as heartwarming true stories, chopped into 15-second reels with sad music. Media. Bias Fact Check noted this trend back in March. AI tools make mass-producing this content easier than ever. Tweaking names or locations helps it slip past social media's fact-checking. Snopes tried proactive debunking in late 2023, explaining hoaxes before they go viral. But when you're scrolling a mom-focused TikTok feed during that rare quiet moment, those warnings won't reach you. Platforms still prioritize emotional content. Remember Frances Haugen's testimony? Meta knew this drives engagement and chose growth over safety. That machine keeps humming, pushing variations of this hoax into exhausted feeds when we're least able to verify. Stanford now uses Rick from Murphy's Diesel in 2023 digital literacy courses, teaching students and parents how to spot these patterns. Because if we don't get savvier, we'll keep falling for the next Rick story, and real harm will pile up. So what do we do right now as moms drowning in viral content? First, that warm, shareable urge isn't wrong. It's human. We should hope for kindness. But the internet's weaponized that goodness. Channel it smarter. Before sharing any tearjerker story about hardship or kindness, paste a key phrase like Rick Murphy's Diesel hoax straight into Google. Check Snopes. It takes 20 seconds, less time than typing sharing. If you see it shared, reply gently with the link. Saw this everywhere. It's a known hoax. Here's why it matters. Link. You become the firewall. Second, redirect that energy. Feeling moved? Find real local mechanics offering discounted services for single parents or veterans. Donate to actual community car repair funds. That's where impact lives. Third, talk to your teens about this. Show them why Rick's story is fake. Shifting names, missing evidence, hurting real shops. Make it real. This lie made Mr. Murphy lose sleep and money. Digital literacy isn't just homework. It's survival for group chats. Let's be crystal clear. The real heartbreaking story isn't fake Rick. It's the erosion of trust every time we share unverified stories as truth. It's John Murphy fielding calls at 2 a.m. in San Antonio. It's moms scrolling exhausted right now, being manipulated by AI lies wrapped in hope. Our desire to believe in goodness is beautiful. It's core to why motherhood changes us. But that very goodness makes us targets. Understanding how hoaxes exploit our hearts isn't cynical. It's self-defense. It protects our peace, our communities, and the real kindness glowing daily in real diesel shops, school lots, and neighborhood streets. No viral hoax needed. So next time that viral post hits your feed, take those 20 seconds, verify. Then, if it's true, share it with the fact-check link attached. Be the reason the hoax dies. Because the most powerful thing a mom can share online isn't a tearjerker, it's the truth. And that's a legacy worth spreading.